morning. We're back. We're back. We are so freaking back. We are back in the office with electricity, with a microphone, with a nice Dunkin' Donuts. My life was turned upside down for about a month, but we are so freaking back. We really are, and that makes me really happy. Thank you guys for hanging out with me since the end of September with a bit of chaos and unsurety, and I wasn't sure when I was going to be able to do regular videos again. It was a lot, but I appreciate you guys chilling with me in the car for quite a few videos. And yeah, I'm just happy to be back to some semblance of normal around here. It's really, really nice. But today's video, I'm really excited about. I had planned to do this video in October and do 20 books. Or, I mean, not October, but like the end of September, and do 20 books for October, November, and December that I wanted to read before the end of the year. But things got a little crazy. So now we're doing 15. 15 books by the end of the year. I will read more than 15 books before the end of the year because we still have about a week left of this month, and I'll knock a couple out this week. And then we have all of November and all of December. And I average 13 or 14 books a month. So we're going to read way more than 15. But these are 15 that are at the top of my list that will absolutely be in my reviews that you will see. Okay? So starting number 1, these are not in any kind of order. These are not in order of release or how excited I am for them or how I'm geared up to read them. This is literally just as they came to my head. Speaking of which, the number 1 is not something I was like crazy excited about, but it's the book I'm currently reading. And that's Pucking Sweet by Emily Rath. It is book 3 in the Jacksonville Rays series. I really liked Pucking Wild and the first book and the prequel. I enjoyed these books. I will say I am almost 10% into Pucking Sweet, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting into Poppy's story, but I'm trying to ignore that and just keep pushing forward. So yeah, we're reading Pucking Sweet as the first book out of the 15 to read before the end of the year. Number 2, this is a new release that I'm really excited about. Nothing Like the Movies. It is the sequel to Lynn Painter's Just Like the Movies or something like that. Better Than the Movies. And I loved that book. Absolutely loved that book. It's one of my first absolute favorite Lynn Painter books. She's never done a sequel that I know of. I am so stoked about this book. I bought it the day it came out. It will be one of the next things I read. The Bridge Kingdom, which is by Danielle Jensen. She is the lady who wrote that Nordic love fantasy that I read back in May. That I read on my way to Michigan during that trip. Fate something. I can't think of it. But she wrote that, and this is apparently another series she's written. There's like 4 or 5 books in the series. I'm going to start it and see what I think of it. See if I like it as much as I liked the other book of hers that I read. Once again, these are not in any kind of order. Book of Night. It is on my shelf back there. Figured it'd be a good way to end October, November. End of October, beginning of November. I'm going to try and squeeze that one in here in October. A Crown of Ivy and Glass. That has been on my shelf over there since last Christmas. You're going to see a couple that have been on my shelf for a while in this list. I'm trying to get as many hardbacks I can get off this shelf read so that when I get my Christmas books, I won't be adding to my stack from the previous Christmas, if that makes sense. So A Crown of Ivy and Glass is on this. The Stars Are Dying. Cannot wait to read that. I just got that one at the same time that I got Us in Ruins. It was part of that mini haul. Cannot wait to read that. That will be read in October. The Foxglove King. I am really excited about that book. I got it because it had serrated pages, guys, from my Walmart, just in a random haul. And I haven't read it yet. It's been on my shelf for probably 6 months. Needs to be read. What else do we have here? The Games the Gods Play. That's a new one on my Kindle Unlimited. I've heard really good things about it. I am excited to read it. It is downloaded, and I want to get it off of my Kindle before the end of the year. The Game the Gods Play. Dead Guy Next Door by Lucy Score. I haven't read any of Lucy Score's work yet, but I got this in my Christmas haul, I feel like, last year. I want to get it read. Now or Never, Plum 31. Really excited about this book. This is Stephanie Plum's 31st book in that series. It's by Janet Evanovich. I have been reading this series since high school, and really excited for book 31. I hope she wraps a few things up and kind of starts new storylines. I'm ready for Stephanie Plum to grow up like I have and settle down. And I'm excited about 31. It comes out in November. I will read it as soon as it drops on my Kindle. Winds of Truth. Speaking of books that are coming out, Winds of Truth by Brandon Sanderson is book 5 in the Stormlight Saga. We will be reading that before the end of the year. That one will probably take a good chunk of the first week of December for me. I'm pretty sure it comes out like the first week of December. If Caleb is watching this somewhere with Superhero Homies, he's going to correct me if that date is wrong, but I'm pretty sure it comes out the first week of December. So that'll take up a good chunk of my first week of December. The Orc and the Innkeeper. I keep hearing it is like a spicy version of Legends and Lattes. I love Legends and Lattes. Do I want to add spice to it? I don't know. But let's see. Definitely going to at least give it a shot before the end of the year. Bloodmarked. That is the sequel to Legend Born. It dropped from the library. I have to have it read by mid-November, I think. So we'll be reading that before mid-November. Another one that dropped from the library is Remarkably Bright Things. I have heard really good things about this book. I have heard it's very sad and it deals a lot with dealing with death and trauma and things like that. It is essentially about a woman who works alone, I think the night shift at an aquarium, and her son passes away, and she forms a bond with this octopus that she believes, I think, has her son's soul in it or something. I'm not sure. But I heard it's a heavy one. I need to be in the right mental space for that. It is a library book, though, so I'm hoping if I don't get to a book on this list, it might be this one. Because I've heard it's heavy, and I have to be in the right mental space for it. And it's a library book. So if I don't get it read by the date that it needs to be turned in, I'll have to put it on hold again. And it may not come back from hold again before the end of the year. I'm trying to get to it. I need to just be in the right mental health space for it. Wicked Appetite by Janet Evanovich. This is a sub-series, kind of, it's not really off the Stephanie Plum, but there's a character, Diesel, who is in the Stephanie Plum books, who, this is his kind of story more so, with a chef named Lizzie. I'm very excited for this. I'm going to do this one as my Audible credit for October. So it'll get read in October. And it sounds fun and just hijinks. And I love a Janet Evanovich. So, yeah. And that is all of them. That's all 15. That's all 15 books. So, speeding through, we have Pucking Sweet, Nothing Like the Movies, The Bridge Kingdom, The Game the Gods Play, The Dead Guy Next Door, Now or Never, Plum 31, Wicked Appetite, Remarkably Bright Creatures, Book of Night, A Crown of Ivy and Glass, The Stars Are Dying, The Foxglove King, The Orc and the Innkeeper, Winds of Truth, and Bloodmarked. That's my 15 before the end of the year. I think a lot of people are doing like 10 by the end of the year, but I couldn't narrow it down to 10. I tried really hard. There were too many new releases that were coming out, and I was like, oh, but I got to get this one in, So I did 15 before the end of the year. That's totally doable for me. Yeah. thanks guys for hanging out this morning. I really appreciate it so much. I just am so glad to be back in my space doing my thing, and that just makes me really, really happy. It's a good morning, no matter what, because of that. And I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing October. I will see you again next week for... Is it time for everything I read in October? Almost. It will almost be that time. Like I said, probably only 10 books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm on my 8th. I might get 12, maybe. And it's only the 22nd as I'm recording this. It'll go up on the 23rd. So I might get 3 or 4 more in, but we'll see. We'll see. Love you guys so much, and thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing. Every time I get the little notification that you guys have commented or liked it or shared it or subscribed, it just makes my little heart flutter. It is so exciting to me. And yeah, love you all so much. Bye.